Hey, you guys. Hi, welcome in. Nothing but love. Let's start out and say thank you for that super sticker and for your gifted membership. Amazing. That is real. Thank you. Thank you really much. You don't know how much it is appreciated. It truly is. It truly is because I've definitely dedicated my days and nights to bringing justice to these children. Um, and I am enjoying it. It's definitely where I should be. And sometimes I question, what is it all about, right? Like, why are we all here together, bonded by summer moon wells? Like, why are we all here together, discussing missing children, and doing the best to our capabilities and to what we know to be true? But yet there's so many people in this world that come forth and are so nasty and so mean and don't want us to put our efforts towards the children. I'm a little under the weather, guys, for those who don't know. I'm coming out of COVID. So that's what's really interesting to me is what's that all about, you know? And my immediate reading on that would be they just jumped on the bandwagon with people that are either very fearful of listening to truth or very fearful of uncovering the truth. That's all that makes sense to me because they don't know us. They don't know me personally. They don't know any of us. All this person should know is we're doing the best that we can do to shed light on the truth to what we believe here to be true. And that's it. To bring justice to the children. And everything I do and say falls under Section 107 in the Copyright Act 1976. It is for entertainment and educational purposes only. And that might piss people off, but you could stay and feel the intensity of being pissed off and then recognize how is it that you respond to being pissed off, and then maybe question yourself, why are you pissed off? Those kind of gifts of lessons in life could be brought into the world outside of this channel, right? If you could bring that into the world would be a better place for a little bit. Because people are responding and reacting in a negative way through fear of not knowing and not really knowing themselves. And that's going on all day, every day in the world. So this channel here, WCIA Network, doesn't do that. We're here to spread justice, and it's a free platform for people to listen and educate and see a different viewpoint. And if that's something you can't handle, that's okay. If you don't want to look at yourself, that's okay. Everyone's here on this earth for one moment in time. And those are your choices. Everyone has choices. My choice is to stand here and stand for the children, not even knowing what the hell's going on. I could only tell you what's going on through what I see, feel, and understand to be true. I don't know if it's true. No freaking idea. No one's come forth. No one comes and shows their faces. Instead, they come here and they'll put a thumbs down, blah, 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 blah. Instead of speaking in an adult manner, like being a human adult. That's like gone. That's like, people don't do that, and they don't do it here. So all I could say to those people is question yourself, why do you come in and act that way? Or don't question yourself. I don't really give a shit. It's up to you if you want to expand your own horizons and understand who you are and why you're doing that. Because I'm intelligent enough to know it's not about me, and it's not about what I'm showing on the channel. I know that. It's not my first time here. So, just think about that. I show these pictures because there are stories to be told within these photos. I not only see the story, but I also understand that these photos don't make any fucking sense. And they shouldn't make sense to anyone who looks at it. When they look at a child that's missing, there's no way they see that child in the backseat of a car. That's a weird fucking photo of a child that's missing in the backseat of a car. I've shown this since June 16th. It's a crazy, stupid-ass photo. That's not what a child looks like in the backseat of a car. Any car. It's not the picture of a backseat of a car. And then this child's father, who makes his icon, his little image, little thing on YouTube or on Facebook to look like a clown. It used to look like a clown. Can't really see it. But now you just see the number 5. The number 5 is a staple element we've been following. He changed that super quickly. You see, it was in July. In July. So that he had that there, and then he changed it as soon as it was pointed out. Just like Candace did. These are things that are not just in my third eye, and I'm not just seeing, hearing, smelling, and using my clairvoyance to tell you. This is in front of you. Now, again, everyone's reality is different, right? I don't know if you see what I see. That's why we use those number 1s. I love it when you put number 1s in chat, because that's the only way I know that you see what I see. You could be talking to a friend and you guys are talking together, but definitely on different pages, because your friend doesn't see what you see. And you don't see what your friend sees unless you go within compassion. If you listen with compassion, then you will listen and see through the eyes of the beholder. It's not listening through judgment. You listen through judgment, you're not going to see you're not going to see the same thing, because you cloud yourself. So if you come in here and just come here just to judge, you are definitely wasting your time. I could say that here at my channel you are, because when you listen to a spiritual channel and you come in with judgment, you're just don't come back until you're going to be non-judgmental and just freely listen. No one knows what you're doing, because this is a fucking YouTube channel. You're not sitting on a panel. We don't see you. We don't know. I might know because I'm clairvoyant. But you do understand, you come in here and no one gives a shit. What you're actually doing is sitting there putting your thumbs down. So you're just pulling your own chain over there. So you got to come in here and just be open. Be open to the fact that over 500 children have been gone missing just from Tennessee. Maybe over 600. I don't know. But there's an issue. There's a problem. There's a problem. And the children are against the problem. They're against the people that are protecting this. And there's a lot of people protecting it. And a lot of people that are protecting it don't even know what they're protecting. They're just protecting it. I'd just rather protect it than listen to that dumbass over there. I'm just protecting it. Well, what are you protecting? Do you understand what you're protecting? I don't think these people, I don't even think half of them do. Because they don't look. They're not there for the children. They're not there purely. And this is Summer Moon Wells. This is what we're here for. That is the father of Summer Moon. That is what he's showing. This has been since day one. Day one. The video that they show is completely messed up. I don't care if I show pictures that are photos over photos over photos over photos. In no given time should photos show the information that Candace shows. Because it shouldn't be anywhere in her video. So even though this happens with the video, and thank you to the member, you know who you are. You're like, go back, play it fast, play it slow. This is from one of my videos from a while back, 2 years, 2+ years. And you are correct. Go back to my old videos and they're insane. But in no given time, anywhere in a video, I don't care how much shit is layered upon layered upon layered, someone's layering it. But when they layer it in a storyboard, and they layer it and they show this child like that, and that's what I have been showing over and over and over in hundreds of videos, I would say that Candace knows the fucking story. Because her videos, you only need her videos to speak for the children. You don't need anything more other than Candace's images to tell the story of her daughters. There's one summer, and then there's another summer. What I hear through the voices is there's so many summers. So many. Many, many, many summers. Candace told the story from the beginning. Each and every element that's between the frames of her videos tells Summer's story. JLR, Molly, Bullhorn Betty, all tell the story along with the same screwed up layering. Thank you, Phi Etta. Hi, Muffin Top. But nothing but love. Thank you very much once again. Kat, Ripple Long here. Welcome on in, you guys. As you come on in, please put your thumbs up and subscribe, please, if you have not. Hi, Jean. It would mean a lot to me. subscribe, become a member, all those fun things to do. I said cat, I believe I did. Justice coming soon, yes. Stephen, I don't know what you have in there. Shazam, hello. There's my little super chat, $20. BNN Howard, Phoenix Run. I'm Bernie. Robin Rife was gifted a membership. Welcome to the membership level. Thank you. Amazing. Nothing but love. So, here, all the way down to the bottom. Before I get into the meat of what I'm here for today, I like to, hi Kat, show information from June 15th and from the beginning, so those who have never seen me compare apples to apples get the feeling of how this information tells the truth. And I see it, and you're not going to see it all the time. Maybe I'm the only one who sees it. Sometimes there'll be things I see that you don't see, and then there'll be things that I see that are in black and white or in color in front of you, like what I'm going to show you. When JLR or any of these guys, all of their videos were layered, from how I see it, layered. This was footage of Ben Hill Road tour. I'm going to show you an incredible example right now. Hi guys. Of what I mean by how they fabricate and layer the images. The only thing that I need to show you is that it's layered and that the story is beneath, and that the car that is really involved is within the frames. By me pointing that out, ripple along here, brings justice to the children. Now, it's up to the authorities. I don't have anything to do with the authorities. I can't do shit with it on a legal level. But if the authorities look at this, they'll obviously see that there's a car beneath the car. And this is very important footage that JLR is putting out there. So we don't know where exactly this is. I'm telling you this is in the water. I'm telling you that this is part of Summer Moon Wells' story. I'm telling you that these cars have something to do with it. Them being pulled with chains, water, the whole thing is in here. What you see down the middle where the two layers split is where the frame splits. The front of the car here and the actual blue car don't match. They don't match. They're different cars. Now that shouldn't be in this video. They're trying to tell you that in the split, that small little split, this is the smallest of the smallest of the smallest frame, does not match up with the front of the car. So it's, what are they hiding beneath the frame? I would say it's the car of importance in Summer Moon Wells' story, in the disappearance of Summer Moon, in the story of Summer Moon. That's what I'm telling you. There are not just one car involved. There's more than one. Thank you for those ones. And there is no reason JLR should be showing this like this. Period. This is what it looks like take a good look. The B-roll on the bottom splits. This is what I mean by showing frames that change. Many times I just show it to you really fast, right? And I don't stop to really show it like this, but I'm going to be doing it this way because we're at the point now where you listeners need to step up and play ball and start throwing this out there to law enforcement. Start giving them information that is of value, not of saying a psychic is telling you a story. They don't give a flying fuck. This is footage that they would care about. Why? Because it's lying. His footage is lying. His footage is showing incredible, to me, incriminating information beneath the deep fake. That there is supposed to be one car. Now, all the way to the right, that little yellow thing I'll show you in a minute, that's supposed to be the yellow car. What I see these cars are being pulled through water. That's what I see. I see them being pulled through water. I see chains. I see pulleys. That is supposed to be this car. Now, when I look at pictures, I hone in on the elements. And when I talk about the elements, they show themselves. So I could be looking at a photo like this and I will tell you the elements that pop up. So when I look at pictures, they speak to me, which I've learned in a way that they're not going to speak to everybody, right? Because my eye will go to the area of importance. And that area of importance is what I'm supposed to talk about. So this picture, I'm not supposed to talk about the fake truck. I'm not supposed to talk about that. I'm telling you, Summer Moon touched the water. She was pulled in very cold, brutal, cold water. Very cold. And that this running water is the separation between the valleys, between the rivers. It's the river that separates the sides. So this is a reading. It's this is what we're looking at here. This is water. This is Justice for All's video, by the way. And the water that I see of importance is the river that separates two properties, the properties. And I do, now that I'm saying that, that's something that I talk about, I believe, often. I see people walking through this cold water like it was cold. It wasn't June 15th. Like it's a cold, it's cold. And they're walking and their feet they're walking against the current. So they're walking not with the current, they're walking upstream. They're walking upstream as things are pushing down towards them, but they're chugging along like upstream, you guys. That's what I see. Go upstream. And this video tells me that they are seriously trying to save their land. Things are messy. It's messy. It's unorganized. These are the reasons that these children are going missing, you guys. I'm giving you a reading. My eyes are closed right now. And I see complete mess, a disarray. No one knows who's in charge of this, and they're taking their equipment out, and they're not supposed to take their equipment out, and they're reacting and responding not as a team. There is as you know, two teams against each other. There's no coordination, and Summer Moon got stuck in the tornado of it all. Really got messed up. And I see that their land is weakening, and they must do something about it. And that there are tunnels and there are entranceways in and out of the sides of these rivers. When the water is low, you could see it. When the tide is high, you cannot. And what I see here is, this is what this photo is telling me. That when the tide is low, you could see where these children are taken. The tide changes and it shifts. But the doorway and the entranceway to what they're doing here, it doesn't shift. It's just timing. It's all timed out. There's doorways. It's timed out. And then the water, and then the tide is high again. They're following this water system. They're following they need it to do its thing. They need the water to come in and out for some reason, to hide what they're doing, to wash it away. They're moving upstream. They're working upstream, but the tide is moving downstream. That's what I keep seeing. As the water moves down, they're working upward. Upward. This yellow truck doesn't stay consistent either. This yellow truck, the tarp, tells me that a tarp was used. These tarps, a tarp is pulled underneath a tarp. This is how I know. These tarps and this water are connected to the pulleys that I talk about. There is no reason within split seconds of Justice for All showing a video like this, there's no reason he should be showing the pulley system. This truck is connected to this pulley system. The blue tarp back there, the one on the bottom, comes and then it goes. It's here and then it's not. Within split seconds in the video, these things shift. In matters of moments, the blue tarp shifts. This video to me represents the waterway system, wherever this is. This is a blue tarp, just like Arbania said. You're correct. This blue tarp, I see what I see. I know what I'm looking at. It's Summer's story. This is very different from this here. It is being pulled, and that section right there, what I see is summer moon. I see that a summer moon well is that this is the bottom of the river. This is, you need to walk down to get to here. I see, now understand I haven't done a reading on this, you guys. I just put this, what I do here is just put it together and put it up. I see a summer moon would walk down here and wind up here. By the water, and she needs to walk against the tide. That's what I see. And she walks against the tide. And that pulley takes summer moon away. You see, summer moon was taken across the river to the other side. See? Ryan finding truth. And this is the story of summer moon. And the videos that we all watch speak her story right behind the elements. See this? Is what happens. They go within the box by the tree, cross the river, and they walk in the water. Those heads, just like the Delphi case. You guys, the Delphi case shows all of these elements and they're not talking about it. It shows this, like, it shows this. This is summer moon. And what I am showing you here, here, and here is absolutely what I have been explaining and showing you here. This, let me copy and paste it. Wait, let me make it smaller. This area that you're looking at, I told you guys this was by the water. This is stones. I see metal. This here, right here, you might as well put this right here. You see, this is the same shit. And when they're walking towards the river in their Dancing in the Rain. They're walking down and then they step into something. This. They walk down and they step into a section. I know these are cloudy, but that's the section. And the backyard shit and all that is completely fabricated. That's the deep fake. Because they're coming down from the back area where that box is. They've got that the maroon box. And this is B footage. This is her story. And they are coming down and they're walking against the goddamn water. Thank you, Liz, for that super sticker. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you very, very much. Love it. Thank you, thank you. These are photos that only show me the importance of the blue tarp. Is this water on private property? Good question. What I see, nothing but love, through my telling, as soon as I read that question out loud, is that it's between. It's almost like neutral ground. Like it's the river that splits the east from the west. You know? And I see it as neutral ground, like the kids, like, I see it as neutral ground. And this here is what they're showing by the tree. Like, look at what they're showing on the side of the road with the water and the cars. They're saying that this is down the road of Ben Hill Road. Now, if that is true, wouldn't we have seen this before? Like, what? Like this stuff. What page is this? 21. This stuff here, let me crop it. So they're saying Ben Hill Road is to the right. And we're to believe that all of this chaos is going on right here. I'm sorry, but there's something very, very, very wrong that's going on over in Beach Creek. And it's built within the properties. It's built there. And to get to it will take the law enforcement to get on board to go get it. Because this stuff rises and goes back down into the water. The water comes and goes. This comes and goes. This stuff here comes and goes. The currents, the water levels is a big thing, because every time I heard Benny or cracking cases or McDonough, I have him. I don't trust you. I don't. I think you're plugged into someone. And I think that the game and the character you play is something I don't ever want to fucking deal with. I could tell you that much. But I would love, these people would love to be on a face-to-face panel with them. Like, oh my God. I'm really good at that. But his videos, his videos is what shows all this stuff. Every one of them. So what I see is that the waterway and the entranceway is all hidden, and this is done by what we call the currents, like when the water's high and low. And I do believe full-heartedly that the property line down by the river separation has answers within the sides of the river. The sides of the river. Because when they show stuff like this, and different elements and different trucks and different information appear that are not even in the video, is when you need to take notice. I see that they slide things down the sides of the river to go into the river, and they're using tree trunks and plaster, whatever they're using to maneuver and move these things. I see them as tree trunks. I see that the people that I looked at day number 1, their videos have significant amount of information. Much of my information from today does come from Ernie's videos. This guy here that is with Ernie, I've seen him before. Like, let me see. I've seen him before. Right. Broke down videos. I know in the old videos, like I have Right? Fake drawings. Sometimes I'm able to recognize it in a file that I could grab. Let me see. Rain, summer. Let's see. These pictures here, the guy in the left hand corner, I have in different pictures. I know I do in different videos. And he shows up with Ernie. And Ernie's videos gave me so many gifts of images to show you guys the box. These boxes, I'm telling you, you could find these boxes. These are bits of information and elements that could be found. If I could see the children. Wait, he's asking if you can see the last picture. He's asking if we can see the last picture, please. Which one? This one? Which one? This one? Let's see. The ditch mud. Okay. This one. Yeah, there are elements in this mud that I have in other videos. This whole area speaks to me, and it just tells me, I like it to sum it up sometimes, and what I'm saying is, if I were out looking, I would put my feet in the river water with boots up to my thighs and go against the current, and I would look from there, like with a fucking dog, with a search dog, because this is the stuff. These are the boxes that he's always showing. It's behind plexiglass. Behind plexiglass. Like, this is information that he's talking to someone and they are behind a plexiglass. These plexiglasses and these boxes look just like this. We need to question, why would you have a photo of Kylie Rodney looking like she's about to go down a slide that's in a cave? Like in what is that? But this is what it looks like, you guys. What you're looking at here, that Kylie looks like she's going into a box, is really no different than, let me see if I have it in the next picture, than that girl in the box to your right, or no different than this, what I'm telling you that Summer goes into. That. It's the story. You see, when I do things, I'm telling you the story. I'm not giving you perfect photos saying she's going right into that box, right into that location. No, I'm not. It's the story that the children want me to tell you, is that they go through these doors and they're underground, and you must get through them, through the water of the water current. They go into these boxes. They have to. As crazy and fucking crazy as this story sounds, and it does sound crazy, I don't care. You know, I've had sheriffs and FBI agents say, you know, that's, you're telling me that they go through this and you through that. You know, that sounds crazy. I'm like, no shit, it sounds crazy. It sounds absolutely asinine. But I'm just telling you what I believe to be true. That's all I could do. When I repeat it, it sounds completely fucking crazy. But that's why they're getting away with it, because it is crazy. And it is something that no one's going to follow, because they're going to do what they've always done. They're going to follow what they've always thought they should follow, the rules of how to follow and investigate. Well, that doesn't work for these people anymore. And they know it. You go tell someone who's on in law enforcement that, you know, they go into the river and then they go in the car and they go in these boxes and blah blah. They're going to be like, okay, lady, and that's what they do. That is exactly what they do. But it doesn't matter, because that is the story that I see to be true. And if I'm going to live my truth, I have to tell you the damn truth of how I see it to be real. And yeah, it's a fucked up story, because it's a fucked up world and they're fucking up these kids and they're getting away with it. And this is what it looks like. And they wind up getting there through the water. Yeah, but they bank on the fact that the people that could bust them are going to not follow it. You know why? Because they don't want to. Yeah, you know, that sounds pretty nutso. Really? Yeah, I know it does. So do what you've always done and you're going to get what you've always gotten. That is zero. Do it differently. Maybe you'll get something different. I mean, do it differently. What do you have to lose? Nothing. Go into the river. Walk upstream. Do it. Do it when the water and the tide is going down. Do it when the water tide is high. Look to see what's different on the sides of the banks. Because this shit here, this guy here, this was my first message. My first message. Why do you think, you guys, that there's so many independent channels? Not so many. Same group. This dude is back in action with Ryan Finding Truth. Why are they even diving? What are they doing? Nothing. Nothing. They're doing what you're not going to know they're doing. But they need to go in the water with these little things in the water, like they did in the beginning. They lost, even though they're still there, Adventures with Purpose, they served a purpose, you guys. And now they figured out another way to do it. This was one of the very first photos I kept. I will not let go of the fact that this was one of my very first messages. He came out of nowhere, Stephanie. Yeah. Oh, nowhere. Check out, nowhere. And then all of a sudden, they're all connected together. Look at the groups that have each other on panel. Look at the groups that talk with each other. Look at the groups that kind of, check out this channel and they've got that information. Check it out. But there's something to be told about this thing, about this, about this. They're going under water. It's safe. You lose connection. You can't get any kind of signal. Guess what? They're just gone. There are many things that you could do to have a child just gone. One of them is place them in the fucking water in one of these things and just travel away. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. Like, you're not going to find any kind of signal of where they went. Nowhere. Everything that I see here is what I've been looking at. What I see here in the reflections is nothing more than what I have been seeing. So what that tells me is the story is here. Always has been. It's not new information, you guys. I've been showing this. I have. I read stories. I tell stories through what I believe to be true within the picture, right? When I look at pictures like this, I see the story. I see the little box. Yes, Michelle, she was pulled in the water, and I believe that she was switched out, but that's what I believe. And there's more than one summer. And this is a very small insight to what's happening underwater. And it's fucking real. And it's always the water. They're by the water. They're by the water. They're gone. They had, they all the same story. They're just gone. But they live by the water. Like, if you look at it, most of these people are by river and water, all these children that get missing. And they're just gone. And this is what I see. No, totally. Don didn't do anything perfect. I get these photos from these little sub things. It doesn't matter where I got them from, but I get them from the fishermen. And it's got nothing to do with him as much as it tells the story here. Right? To me, it always has. That this has always been part of it. I'm only showing him because I want you to see what these underground things look like. I'm not saying it's his underground. I'm telling you that things are built to help take these children. I just believe so. I've seen this photo too many times. And it speaks to me. And you can't find them once they're in the water. They're gone. And they go to their next destination. And this stuff is real. So when I look at this, I know that this is obviously, this tells the true story. People do this. They do dives. I get it that this is real equipment. Forget that. I don't care. What I'm telling you is I see part of how these kids get gone. I see that the water has a lot to do with it. I do. And that these divers, not the divers we're looking at, that the way that they move these things is very systematical. It's very systematical, and I feel the presence of the children not like having these things over their faces. Yeah, fish food. And this, to me, part of the plan brings you into these dungeon like that's underground. Like when I see Summer here, the story that I hear is that she goes under the water, gets pulled up somewhere else. That where she's standing here signifies to me and symbols more of somewhere else, and she's gone. Like it tells me that they get pulled under and they're gone. They're not dead. They're taken. And they are by places like the water hole. The water hole would have a space to be able to do this. And that she's, to me, showing that this is what it would look like. And she did go underwater. And I don't think that they had their story straight. This group, I think, just does too many drugs and they fuck the story up for everybody. I think they know. But they just didn't execute correctly. And this is not the first time. Not the first time. I've gone through a video like this. Again, it has nothing to do with them as much as it does the story beneath these videos. That underneath these waters holds much of the answer to the got gone, just gone kids. They're not just gone. Okay? They're just not just gone. It's doesn't happen like that. And you hear people saying, oh, it just doesn't happen like that, doesn't happen like that. But not kind of recognizing, okay, well, it did happen, and there are ways of doing this. I mean, the people that make movies, they're really basing it off shit that's really out there, you guys. It is. And there's a tremendous amount of information to be told. They show elements. They tell the story. You just have to be really listening. I have lots and lots and lots of videos on this one. Lot of images. Hiding and going underneath these boats, under boats, under cars, under tunnels, coming up from under the sand, coming up from under the water, coming up from under the mud. They disappear and they come back up somewhere else. But it's a system. And there are moments in time that these victims can be seen. Moments like this at the beach. So when I talk, what I see is I follow, my storyboard is really told through many of those families that I follow. And I see the story through these families. And when I see them going to the beach and playing in the water and doing all this, I see stuff like this. I see movement, and that these are necessary places to go to move these children from place to place. They keep moving them where you're not going to get any kind of visual above. So if in fact there's an airplane, or if in fact there's a drone, anything going across, they're not going to give you the opportunity to see the child. This is a part of the equipment. I have shown this before. This is in the fisherman's place. And this is exactly how Lorie Vallow's kids, what I see happen to Lorie Vallow's kids is that when they went to Hawaii to go get married, they put pieces of their children in the water. That was like what they did. And somebody else put them in her backyard, but she did this, and they did it like fish food. You know, like Lorie Vallow's daughter and son were in this exact same situation. They did this same thing. This is a perfect example. And then people are like, how is it that she went back to Hawaii? Well, she went back to Hawaii and they had a lot to do. They got through a lot. This here is part of the plan of what they put her through. Yes, Chad and Lorie. And I have videos. You could go look up my videos on Lorie Vallow and the process that these children went through. It was for a very long time, but this was part of it. And going back to Hawaii was part of whatever they do, part of the rituals. And this here, what you're looking at, is from the dance mom. And this little guy here, I showed the other day, shows up. This is a cookie cutter. It's in JoJo's videos. This is a cookie cutter. Right here. This here, I believe, is the symbol used for this whole entire fucking group. I see this as the symbol used universally. Let me crop it in. I have this little guy here. Right. I have this little thing. This little guy here. You guys see him? Is and represents this group. That's what I'm telling you. Turn this around. Here's the number 5 on the bottom. I have this little image on a few hundred videos. Correct. It's the same one that's in the back seat of Benny's car. Correct. Correct. I actually think I have that in this presentation. Very good. Wait, let me see. I think I have his in here. But yes, this is a cookie cutter. You guys, cookie cutter. Right here of what this group does. It is so crazy to me. Let me see. Crazy to me how no other channel talks about this. You know why? They're fearful of it. And like I just said in the beginning of me coming on here, I said people act certain ways through fear. And that's all they know from, and that's it. They don't know any better. They just don't. So when people come in here and for the first time, obviously everyone is welcome. But come with an openness and not with the place of judgment. I went through that whole conversation in the beginning. So if you do come on in, my suggestion would be to start from the beginning of this video and go backwards or go forward, because it's super important not to miss anything. This here and Lorie Vallow and all this is the same thing. Those are, oop, this one's upside down. What you see on the ground there is the same element. Let me turn it. This here is something that isn't only here in cracking cases. It shows in Justice for All. It shows in JLRs. Whoever goes on the road and shows that Let me explain something to you. That little guy represents the same thing as I'm showing here. This is what they are. This is what this is. And there's a number 5 on it all the time. And there's the water bottle. There is a water bottle. Has not shifted. That is what I was showing the other day. Is here. That is what Lorie Vallow, somebody put beneath her video. Obviously, she wasn't in court with that damn thing on her neck. Duh. But JoJo's dancers, that is what they show on their necks. It is extremely important piece of this puzzle because it stays the same. It doesn't change. Nothing has changed. These crazy loony photos are telling the same story. All the way to the right, that is this. You see, the fisherman's story. The fisherman's story has been always so interesting to me. You know, because they do wind up in the water, right? And whatever they do to them, it's for the resurrection. But these little bits of info are consistent. Yes, Gabby Petito found the water bottle. There is always a water bottle because this filtration, there's some sort of a filtration that's happening with the water. And let me see if I have. And I showed you guys that those images company that the family that has the water bottles, and they use the filtration system, and they're using water bottles. There is something to do with the water, like through Eastman, whatever that is, Eastman. You know, you see, this is Summer had these same. This is her water hole, but oh, my baby girl. My girls. These water holes, these water bottles are significant. And I showed you what went on with the water. Look through my videos, you guys, and just skim through my videos. Skim through them. Whoops. That's Lorie Vallow as a child. Right there. Wait. And Look what she has. I don't know what she has in her arms, but what I see is that Lorie Vallow was prepped for this. That she was prepped for this, and it's not new, and that this goes very deep, and the people involved are protected. They're just protected. So it really depends on who wants to come forth and spill the beans. Does anyone want to come forth to spill the beans? It's not like this is so secretive no one knows about it. They do. People know about this. It may be protected, but it can be broken into. Now, they say that that's Don Wells, and there is some sort of connection between when I see Don Wells's photos and Brian Upchurch's, that connect together. And when I see Don Wells's story, because Don Wells has a story, it's very bloody part of the story. It's more of this part of the story. But I just feel a connection. When I look at Don Wells's pictures, I'm seeing Ryan Upchurch. And his name, I'm not saying he's involved. Actually, I would say he's a great singer. I was supposed to go to his concert, but I have COVID, and I have something else next weekend, so I'm not going to be going. There is truth between these photos, and there are bits of information that Candace always gives, as well as Don. It comes down to, you guys, these pieces, these for the earth, for the resurrection, for the rebuilding, and it's very awful, but there's something that they believe for it not to be. And that's their truth. Like when you saw Cracking Cases, you see how I'm staying with the same people, you guys? The same groups gave all of the information that the children needed to tell the story. We don't need anyone else. Like, I'll use it and go into other videos, but it's all been gathered. It's been gathered. Cracking Cases is a very big vehicle to information. What I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind. This little bit of information, if it doesn't get you to be like, what the heck? Then you need to get more connected to what's going on here. When they show particular videos, these two hilarious, I always look for the elements, right? And a lot of times these guys are showing it behind them. So this sign is behind her. That sign brings me back to Big Shed and brings me right back to the Wells' story on their property. This. How is it that this shed, which holds, I'll show you, big information, looks like this shed here and here. This isn't the big news I want to show you. The sheds here. I'm going to talk about this one after the shed. And Tim Mullen's information here brings me right back to the other murderers that I talk about. BTK. These are his drawings. There's nothing crazy about his drawings. His drawings are what I'm showing you. His drawings. And then there's this. This is the same thing as this. This shows, see the two people under here? I covered it, that's why I don't like to cover it. That Summer Moon Wells story, Don and Candace still fucking know the story. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me break it down. This here is Don's property. That's by his tree. Unfortunately, the picture I have right here, it covers someone holding Summer. Right here. Here's someone and here's Summer. And this is her tree. There's a hole in the tree. This here is what I am showing you that is behind that. Is that. So why would this be behind cracking cases and this? That is a match, you guys. That's a match. And the answers are within these videos. They must want to or have to put it there. This here is what's right next to the tree. It's covered, but this is what you see. That. These are the Wells videos, you guys. They're not mine. It's a very big connection. These are very big connection. Yeah, there's a tree trunk. Because here is what I showed you on Tim Mullen's video. Tim Mullen's video was extremely important. This is the big shed. This is the barn. This is what I just showed you is in BTK's videos. This is the barn. I just showed you that this barn is what is in Cracking Cases major photo behind them. That barn is right in the photo with the 5. It's right there. That's the barn. This is the barn that I showed you that these boxes were moving during his split-second videos. When Tim Mullen shows a video, you must slow it down. Because what's inside the windows, they're there and then they disappear. And they're showing the boxes inside the windows and then they're gone. They're there and then there's one and then there's none. So in his video, in the barn, you've got your boxes. Now, I don't know why he chose to do it like that, but within split seconds, the barn window only has one. And that's not the only thing that changes. The boxes on the bottom move. The one on the bottom left is close to the door. It's closer. See, sometimes you remember when you're in kindergarten, you have to go back to kindergarten, and you're like, which one of these don't belong and what's different? And it's not easy, because most people don't notice that here's the box is then here next to the door, right next to the door. And then what they don't recognize or notice, because they think it's the same, but it's not. That box moves. It's not by the door anymore. See? It moved. The people doing this are doing the craziest shit because they could get away with it. Oh, then they go to the barn, and then they're out of the barn, they go into the water, they go through the lake, they go through the pond, they go blah, 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 blah. Yeah. They have movies written about it. Why not? Anyone watch, which I'm watching, Escape, oh shit. Prison Break? Yeah, Prison Break. Wait, they do all this shit. Someone wrote it because someone knows how to do it. You see, I see these as the same. This room here is this room here. It's what BTK Killer draws. The room in that little teeny space at the barn changes and moves. This little space, copy, is the same kind of barn that BTK shows you. That's the space between there, and he shows it as well. Let me crop it in. And he's showing that the body and the people, or whatever they're doing, gets dropped in there. Boom. See? This is the situation. they're getting dropped in there. That's that little thing that I showed you on Tim Mullen's videos of the clock in Kingsport. That's not just a little nothing. These crazy lunatic, crazy people that are doing these killings and putting little markings isn't for nothing. These are markings of how Don does it. This isn't nothing. They're the same. They're the same. That marking is the same marking that Tim Mullen uses in the Kingsport videos. It's Tim bread making. Let's see. Oh no, Robin. No, wait, Tim and Robin. Let's see. Tim. Let me see if I could get one picture. Tim. Huh. Yeah, it's the bread making one. It's this one. Wait. Mm-hmm. My God, I have so many videos of him. I have hundreds of screen recordings of Tim. Tim Mullen, trees. Well, let's see. My eyes move so fast. Tim Mullen. You know what's inside this thing, which I'm going to show you guys actually as I'm going through this, because this here, he went inside of it, and I'm like, this is where they do sacrifices. Like, he went in here, and this is what it looked like. This is inside that barn. Again, I have videos on this. This is in the barn. He turns the lights out. Let's see. And this stuff is important. Especially this. That is in the middle of the barn. Do you understand that that's what Tim shows? They're all different pictures of it. All different lighting, but this is all his videos. This is an important barn. So, I'm not going to find what I found, blah, 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 because I just got completely sidetracked. Okay. And then this here is still part of the process. There's ways that they move and they stay underwater. I think that that is the one way you can't pick up anything. The water, I think, is like a safe zone, you know, like this, and going to collect and going back to the scene. Like when the Delphi case went back and showed the same kind of branches, and they show this in Summer Moon Wells multiple times. You can't tell me that every time someone goes by branches, they're crossed like that the same way. And every time they went back to the water, that these were the same. No. No. The answer is no. And this is the shit that people have to open up their eyeballs, and the authorities have to start talking about it and looking at it. And I was always very conscious of this photo, as well as the Lorie Vallow photos. I mean, this information stays by the water information, and it just pulls into the story. They all have these sticks. They have the wood. They have twigs. They have branches. Lorie Vallow's son had his own branch. And that duck thing and that duck face shows. It shows, you guys, all the time. That little duck face on his hand. Here, I'm going to show you what's in there. When you open it up, you have your same critters. Wait. Kind of change the lighting, like I showed you yesterday. The Vallow kids are the same. Nobody is talking about it. I'm going to bring down the contrast a little so you could... Oh, now I'm going to bring the contrast up a little so you could see it. These are the little ducks that I showed yesterday. Duck faces. See? No difference. No difference. The children are like, I don't understand. I thought these were adults who were so smart. Like, I don't get it. Why is this... Like, it's confusing, you see. It's very confusing. It's so in our faces. But yet it isn't. They try hard. They try very hard. And this is what we could give them. This is what we could give them. These little duck faces or whatever these are here. Like, let me here show you. It's like these. It's not the best, but that's basically like what it is. This is what I've been showing. Same thing. Here's the duck. Okay. Take this down. This. Here's the duck I showed yesterday. The duck face. Now let me put this one over it. These are the same things. And it's not that it's just in these two videos, right? It's in hundreds of videos. Hundreds. And there you have it. In the tree. In the branch. In the tree, in the branch. And I see that's what they're doing here. And they're moving it. These pieces are moving beneath the surface. I don't know who this guy is, but he's an old man that shows up in a lot of videos. Shown him before, but he showed up in this video that I'm working with today. And his information is really connected to the Idaho 4 Summer Moon Wells. And again, that's for the authorities. It's in this lady's videos who shows this man. She is a well-known lady that covers Summer Moon Wells and missing children for the last 3+ years. And this is who I met this man's photos from. And they have something to say. And that's him. This is underground. These kids come from underground. Almost like the bottom of the crib is a cage. And they come up and they go down. Just like how I showed you in Benny Keys' videos. They're looking into a hole. They're looking down or they're looking up. There is a different level for these people. Forget they're not in a cemetery. I'm talking about the information that is shown in this video. Is the same kind of information that I'm showing you here with these children. That's all I do here, you guys. It's the best of my ability. I bring you images that I see over and over and over within my third eye. And I'm showing you images through YouTube creators that I continuously monitor over and over and over. I grab their stuff and I show it to you guys. And the law enforcement sees exactly what you're seeing and no one's doing anything about it. My purpose is to find someone to do something about it. Well, that's not my purpose. My purpose obviously is to tell the story, but to find someone to do something with this. The fact that there are two different people within the walls of what we're showing you here. He's in the wall, because that wall goes up, so it's in the wall. It's not a floor. He's in the wall. You see, these are videos, and there is something to do about it. This isn't a photo that should go unnoticed, because this is part of the Got Gone, Get Gone children. This is part of it. You're looking at it. I turned this photo over this way because that's supposed to be in the wall. And you look right beneath that man. And there you have a child's face inside a fucking box. I've sent this in long ago. Those are boxes. You see this? It's a wall. It's a box. In the box of a wall. Behind a wall. All they have to do is go into the smallest of the smallest photos and find the truth. Come on, you guys. This isn't rocket science. This isn't difficult. I have taught you guys. Go down to the picture that has the split in it, right? The split. This is the one that has the split. Right here. The one that has the line in it. And that's what you get. Pretty sick ass photo. Because that child has a bloody mouth. And that man's hands and that box are a little different than the photo on top of it. Do you understand? When did it happen that this shit doesn't get looked into? It doesn't even get acknowledgement. Right there, you guys, is the story of the missing children. That is part of their story. This is a messed up looking photo, but let me tell you something. Look within the photo. Look at the photo within the photo. I don't care if there's 10 different pictures layered on top of each other. This is still supposed to be a room. These are rooms beneath rooms. Look all the way to the left, top left. This is concrete. Look in this smaller window. It is telling the story of this child. The children know this story, because if they didn't, I wouldn't be telling it. The room you see right here isn't how it started. This is serious. And I'm not really quite sure how this is being avoided. When photos show up that match the last 3.5 years of photos consistently, why is it that it's not being looked into? The faces look the same as I've been showing you on all the YouTube creators' videos. This comes all from the same channel. There is nothing about this channel that should be shown in a video. But this is where we are, and people could come in here and put their thumbs down and be like, hey. But why don't you go, hey, and you go do something about this? Take the information, go share it. Share it. Tell somebody about it. Report it. Do something with it. Watch it over. Learn from it. Learn from it. It's not that complicated of stuff, you guys. Really isn't. But it's being made to look crazy, so you're not going to talk about it because it will make you uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. This is the BTK killer. Do you think this is comfortable? People look at this like, but this shit all matches. That is a human being he did this to. A human. So, to sum it up, I'm going to show you the video, and thank you to my listener. My subscriber emailed me. Thank you. I'm going to show you a little bit of the video. You know who you are. You're like, go back, play it fast, play it slow. I don't know what you said, double play it fast and then record it fast and fast. Something like that. Here. So this is a video that I did over 2 years ago. And you are correct. When you play it, look, when this is just the same video playing over and over. But if you were to play it and slow it down, you get someone that is underground. You get a car and information that is not Candace's car. I mean, just look at the front window. Because I've always said her videos are the deep fake, meaning her videos are used as the fake story that lies beneath her video. So whatever this is, or wherever this is the truth that's waiting to be told. And that should be nowhere in her video, because this is just a car ride. And these car rides are overlapped, but when you look at them, they're layered with information that kind of layers together and has nothing to do with what the car ride looked like. So the question is, what's the truth? I mean, this here looks just like what I told you Summer Moon Wells' final photo was. Summer Moon Wells' final photos that I got from Ernie Shell's videos. And I called it her final photos. Summer final. Let's see. Final. This is what I called it from Ernie Shell's videos. Shay's Place. This. What's the difference between that? Wait, I'll turn it. Let me just flip this. Brighten it up. Because what you see down her neck and all this is what Shay's Place was showing from Ernie Shell's video. Watch. And I called it her final photo. Let me brighten it up. And understand that this isn't even from this photo, isn't even from this video. This is the same concept. This with the number 5 on her is the same thing. You see? So it changes. But there is truth in here, because all of the other channels use all of this same footage to layer. So you look at Candace. It doesn't look like Candace. It's someone with one of those helmets on their heads. Like I show you. I show you these helmets a lot. I'm like, oh, there's like this. I just showed you this today in today's video. Again, it's beneath her video. This was the original video. And every time you stop it, Summer Moon Wells looks different. How is it that this photo here could be the same? Think about it. How is it that this here is the same as this? Same video. Let me turn it. It's hard to see. Hold on. This here can possibly be the same. You guys, why can't anyone see this? Don't you see that she has something in her neck? Don't you see that she has that smiley face that I've been showing you in her neck? And she's got the pole in her neck. Let me turn it to the left, to the right. Here. Sometimes we saw Summer with her eyes open, and sometimes we saw her with her eyes closed. But this is strange. Right? So go back to my old photos and do like the listeners are doing. Look at them and play them, because I have the originals. There's the maroon box. Not a car. See the little maroon box back there? With her head, maroon green. And she's got the number 5 box on her as if she's the box. See? Guys, I didn't make these videos. Understand that these videos come from Candace. Candace. Look at that. That's the truth. These are the boxes that they don't want you seeing. These are the boxes that were covered up as soon as they fucked up. See? It's not a car. It's a portion of our summer. I'll show you what that looks like. It's crazy. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wait. So when I get a photo like this that shows a box within a box, I like these kind because it's framed to me to tell the closest to the truth. Yeah, it's a man. I don't see it's you can't believe who's in here. I mean, there's no way it's Candace, right? But let me take the saturation out of this. This is what it looks like underneath the deep fake. Right there. And those are Candace's hands. Or whoever's hands they are. And that's the stuff I've been showing you guys. It's all, they're like wrapped, it's all wrapped on them. There's a lot. Everything I see in here is very very intense. There's a lot of caricatures. There's a lot of clown frickin' faces, and it's just, but everything I see here is summer. See? I mean, that shows the back of the car. I'm taking screenshots of all of these, and then I'll show you them all. See, that's like a dark hole. It's like a tunnel. So here I could see the box below her, like I have pictures like this. So anything that I take screenshots of that have like elements back there, I've already discussed them. There's going to be no elements here that are new elements. These are elements that we've been discussing. See, she's like in a black, like in one of those black holes. But she's behind a plexiglass of some sort. So when they first brought this out, what happened was the people surrounding Summer Moon Wells' story narrated what you guys should be looking at. They wrote the story for you. So as they wrote the story, nobody paid attention to anything other than what was being told to you to listen to and watch. So that's just, to me, that's fair game. I mean, that's what the internet does to you. You listen to what they're preaching. And this is what they showed, and they told you to listen to a certain something. So I didn't do that because I saw this bits of information before. So even when they were telling us what to look at, I'm like, how is it that no one sees this or recognizes this? Because those little caricatures is what I'm showing you in the Dance Moms. These little things, these are the things I'm showing you are inside every victim's videos. This is what's inside creators' videos, is stuff like that. All that is they're using, I don't know, ritual shit. But Summer's story is Summer's story. And you can't get shit like that unless someone put it in this way. And it shouldn't be put in. I don't care. It shouldn't be put in this way. We shouldn't be seeing it this way. When a child is sitting in the back of a Subaru on milk, this shouldn't even be an option to have her head in a cylinder. Do you understand? Shouldn't be an option to see her sitting in something like this. It shouldn't be in the video. None of it. Then you get this. So, yeah. This is the Summer Moon Wells story. This is Summer Moon, and this is her story that lies beneath the deep fake. And the deep fake are the videos that everyone is watching on YouTube that is marked Summer Moon Wells children. Kylie Rodney, Harmony, Michael Vaughn, the Watts, the Vallows, Gabby, all of them. This is the story beneath the story that they are choking you with, pushing down your throats. Be smarter, be wiser. You guys, thank you all for being here. This is the end of today. And thank you for that super stickers, you guys, and super chats and memberships. I really appreciate it. Again, I say it at each and every time. I would not be here without you. You guys are my backbone. You are the reason I'm able to continue here. You know, it's a group effort. It's a group effort to help these children. Because let me tell you, no one else knows what the hell I'm doing. So I love you guys. Thank you all for being here. God bless you. And see you all next time. Good night, folks.